those figures can be incorporated into project performance, but also to give grid operators the visibility they need into the system, whether that's the distribution system or the ISO level, to know whether or not different facilities, different buildings on the grid have those capabilities. And having that visibility, I think, will make everyone's job easier. I would say another overarching theme is we're weaving states, and I guess you could include the federal government as well, in the form of tax incentives, are subsidizing solar and now increasingly storage fairly generously. And yet, unfortunately, in most jurisdictions, we're not adding a resilient kicker or adder to those subsidies. We're certainly contemplating that now in Massachusetts, contemplating a resilience multiplier under our draft clean peak standard. But certainly there's more that all jurisdictions can and should be doing. If we're already subsidizing solar, if we're already subsidizing storage, how much farther do we have to go to provide the capability for those assets to island during a grid failure? So I would say those are some of the themes that I heard yesterday.
Thanks, Kevin. So now we're going to get in the car down south from Massachusetts down to New Jersey. I'm going to introduce my friend Joe Sullivan. Joe is presently Vice President of Energy Policy and Development at Concord Engineering. But Joe's man many hats. Prior to joining Concord, he served as the Director of the Division of Economic Development and Energy Policy at the New Jersey Board of Public Utilities. And prior to that, he served as Director of Facilities at the College of New Jersey, where he was responsible for electric and thermal asset management on that campus. Pretty interesting qualifications for our discussion today, Joe. What do you think about yesterday?
Well, what was interesting yesterday was the number one choice that was early on was creating something like a microgrid development zone. The number two was creating a large, stable subsidy base for microgrids or the components of microgrids. And the third one was one that we discussed, which was creating a customer rate class within the utilities. And that came from me because I'm a retired regulator. So one of the things that we find is that particularly when we start looking at these different approaches, they haven't tried to one extent or another in several different states, in several different jurisdictions and regions. What happens, and I want to speak specifically to the subsidy issue, is that we tend to, particularly let governments take political solutions, number one. What you really want to understand is that when you create these subsidies, you push a technology forward, and the technology often becomes addicted to the subsidies. So really what we have to understand is that subsidies need to sunset. Preferably, one of the better ways of doing that is having them dwindle down as opposed to just drop off a cliff. But the subsidies have to come from somewhere. And one form or another, that subsidy comes from the consumer. Whether it comes as you're taking state money which is dedicated to other purposes, you're taking utility money, you're putting a surcharge on the utility bill, whatever it is, the consumer ultimately pays for this. And the bigger the subsidy, the more the consumers eventually going to become aware of it. We very artfully hid some of these subsidies in the past. We buried the solar subsidy behind the third-party energy suppliers, so nobody sees how much it costs, which was very clever, but the problem is that that only represents maybe 6% of our energy at this point. So we're now looking at a big subsidy for offshore wind. We're looking at a subsidy for microgrids. I think what we really need to understand is the value proposition that microgrids bring to the table, which is different. It is no one thing. It's really just a organizational concept of how the grid develops in the future. And one point I would like to finish with is that there was a lot of discussion earlier about utilities owning, utilities not owning, private sector ownership. What happens with this? Something we see right now in this trend, which I find really interesting, it's not just in the United States, it's worldwide, is increased urbanization. As we move people denser and denser into cities and city districts in areas where there's high density populations, the ability to deploy renewables in those areas dwindles. And we've seen it happen in my state. We have most of the population in the northeast sector, most of the land area and space available is in the south sector. So the developers for solar wanted to go to the south sector, but the grid wasn't developed there to send power back up and serve the population center. So we wind up with this dichotomy between where renewables can practically be developed and deployed and where the energy is actually needed. So, you know, the only thing that can do that right now that we understand is the electric grid. So we aren't looking at an either or proposition of having a robust, effective electric grid or microgrids. I think the microgrids and patterns of development necessitate an effective electric grid. So when we look at these developments, we want to understand how do we do it fairly, how do we integrate it so that there is a value proposition to the utilities, to the ratepayers, and to the developers. And we can't forget that if you keep on adding costs to ratepayers, they eventually will leave. And that's not a solution anybody wants. But you will see that in very high-cost areas, is that you see a migration of industry particularly, which can pick up and go somewhere else because they don't have to stay there. Now, it's always great when you work with a college and university project because they're not going anywhere in the immediate term. They have to be there. But when looking at a manufacturing center, they would look at our location and say, okay, we're okay right now, but if your energy costs keep going up, I'm going down to North Carolina. I'm going to go somewhere where the environment's better for me. So that's a serious issue that we all have to come to grips with.
Thanks, Joe. So now we're going to get cargo. We're going to go to Newark and fly back to California to visit our good friend Mike Ridley. Mike is a team leader for Energy Technology Systems Integration for the Energy Research and Development Division of the California Energy Commission, the CEC. Mike's team is managing over $250 million in microgrid and energy storage research demonstration projects presently. So Mike, I know you weren't in the workshop yesterday, but as you think about incentives, you and your team and your colleagues here in California are one of the few places where you're actually doing it. So I wonder if you could share a few thoughts with the group on your perspective on how it's working so far in California, what you see for the future for policy.
So again, for those who don't know, I work in the RD division of the Energy Commission. I've been there about 15 years, so I've been there for the whole growth of microgrids and energy storage. So I think it's important to understand that the commission, we receive about $130 million a year in electricity funding through rate-paying funds. And it's two basic purposes for it. One is to help implement the policies of the future. A lot of our policies are approved with the assumption that new technology is going to come along. So we can't meet 20, 45 policies of today's technology. We need new solutions. And the second thing is we need to provide information to the legislators and the policymakers so they can make future decisions. So we use our research to help future, and we use our research to help implement the policies we have. Peter and I spent over 2 years in the last 3 years with public workshops, with 5 public workshops looking at a roadmap to the commercialization of microgrids in California. It's important to know that when we did that, there was no policy. The first thing we heard from everybody was we have an RPS. So we need an RPS for microgrids. We have a mandate for storage. We need a mandate for microgrids. We have 5 million vehicles on the road. We need a mandate from the government for microgrids. So we haven't tried to do that. It just doesn't work that way. So what we tried to do was look at the value microgrid provided and how do we capture that value and how do we look for areas that are provided. For example, microgrids can provide values that aren't readily quantifiable in a dollar value. Societal value, greenhouse gas response time, things like that. So I think it's important to understand that we do have a policy now, SB 1339 was implemented last fall, and we'll be working at it for the next 2 years. The PUC is a lead on that, but it has 2 major elements. One is tariffs for microgrids and accelerating the microgrid interconnection. We have currently 20 microgrids that we are managing. 250 is more than just microgrids. We're about $100 million in microgrids, about $100 million in cost years, about $200 in microgrids that we have actively we're managing for the full spectrum. So we have the pleasure of seeing all this information. For those who participated last month, we had a workshop where we went through the ones we awarded, what we call the early adopters. 7 microgrids we awarded in 2015. One of them was Blue Lake Rancheria, who received the award today. So we just went through the lessons learned from all those. We just awarded 9 microgrids in 2018. And the big difference between the two was the 2015, they were early adopters. We're trying to figure out what a microgrid can do. In 2018-19, we specifically told every proposer that you got to show us a commercial path. How are you going to commercialize microgrids? 60 proposals, everybody gave us their, we selected 9, which were the best proposals in a variety. So we've tried to look at that. So our focus has been on commercializing microgrids and understanding the value microgrids provide. And I'll close by saying probably the biggest single factor that's happened in the last 2 years for us is wildfires. So what's happening now, that all of a sudden microgrids are becoming much more predominant in our areas. We're answering a lot more questions than we used to answer. And that is, well, the utilities are going to de-energize the lines. And so you as a community have a responsibility to prepare the community for a wildfire. And then the wildfire is approaching, or the conditions are bad. And the first thing to do is lose your power. So one of the obvious solutions people look into is microgrids as a solution for that. And then how long do you need to protect that area? I'll just say one more thing about funding these type of things. And then, again, from my history, I go back to prior to the energy storage mandate, years before that. I worked with the commission, worked with commissioners. The question was asked, do we have a no regret number for storage? Is there a number we can come up with that if we support that, we won't have stranded assets, we won't regret the decision 10 years in the future? And the number back then was 1,000 megawatts. And what came out of the energy storage mandate was, 1,235, and then what that was added was 500 more megawatts. Next year, we will complete acquisition of 1.8 gigawatts of storage, and I have yet to hear anybody say we made a mistake. I've heard people say it's not enough, but no one says we're worried about stranded assets. It's hard for microgrids to pick that same number. Is there a no regrets number? Is there no regrets approach? We continue to focus it on a policy perspective of what values to provide, what policy is addressing, and from there continue. So I'm happy to answer questions later, but I just want to point out the fact that one of the challenges with microgrids and having worked with full spectrum is it's not an easy one to come in and say, we have 20 microgrids, they're all different. And every single one is different in some way. Every single one is the same in some way. And so that's the challenge we have when it comes to picking a single target for microgrid. You have to back up to the policy of what are you trying to support and how microgrids support that policy. That makes sense to me. Pushing microgrids from top down, I just haven't seen it work yet.
Well, we certainly saw yesterday at the workshop. I'm glad you mentioned it. This a recognition and acknowledgement that we've all heard the expression microgrids or snowflakes, or when you've seen a microgrid, you see the microgrid. But setting that aside, that there's clearly jurisdictional and locational differences in what we're after and what therefore incentives would be appropriate for that location, right? So this is speed round time, guys. I'm going to ask you a question here. I'm going to start with Joe. We'll go down the road. So here's the question. If you were a monarch for a day in the U.S. jurisdiction, and you could declare one tax, one policy, one rule, one measure to best move the microgrid market forward, what would you choose? Now, before you answer, Joe, HD, after this, we're going to put Slido up. I'm hoping that you guys are now typing your questions in on Slido, because we're going to turn it on in just a minute. But first, the speed round question. Joe, you're first.
Okay.
What would you do?
I would create a carbon tax, simply because we have all these disparate things competing, whether they're microgrids, or they're cogen, or they're solar, or they're wind, and what the goal is to reduce our carbon emissions. We do not actively have a sensible, coherent metric by which we reduce carbon emissions. And if we do that, then the market will decide what's the best solution. Microgrids are the best solution, they deploy. Nuclear power is the solution. It stays in the mix. Solar is the best solution, it stays there. From my perspective, I don't give a damn which one succeeds. I want the best ones to succeed, and I want to see some of all of that where it fits.
All right, here, first vote, carbon tax. All right, Peter?
I think if I could do something in the day of homework, I would define what problem we're trying to solve. And one of the challenges we have is that you've got values, right, either at the customer level or at the utility level or the ISO level, those at the end level. I think one of the challenges we have is we're chasing so many value streams that we don't really have a good handle on policies. I think if we can get the problems understood, rank them in priority, and then we can start shaping the policy to meet those needs.
All right, spoken like a good policy analyst. Thank you. Galen?
I think if I could wave my magic microgrid policy wand, it would be performance-based rate making, well-designed performance-based rate making that values, that prioritizes the locational value of resilient energy assets compensates utilities and others appropriately for that value.
Mike, I got some claps there, so it's a couple of thumbs up.
So I guess I would say, and obviously, if you have one, I have two, I think you mentioned two for that, but one would be, I would say, define resiliency and what it means and who needs it, and then use microgrids to resolve that. I think that's the area microgrids provide the highest single value. I think the other one is strictly an energy efficiency savings to load production. But I think in the general big picture, and for what I'm seeing, the people that have those problems are the ones that are the most urgent need. The military, for example, has come up with a definition, the national security definition. And the bases now have to move to a point where they can operate for 14 days with full operations without any external things independent. So microgrids are being moved, working with they're doing a study right now for 7 days of storage, plus it costs, and how can you do it. But the point is, they define what they need and they said how to meet it. I think in California, I believe the big home run for microgrids is resilience, as opposed to other commercial opportunities. If there's going to be one that would drive a requirement for certain number of microgrids, I think in every area has a certain part of it that needs to be resilient, but not every place needs to be resilient.
All right, thanks, Mike. All right, guys. So thank you for sharing your thoughts and your introductory remarks. Now it's their turn. So can we pop the Slido questions on the screen? There we go. So first question at the top. Shouldn't policies be made so utilities that own the wires be responsible to control and distribute power under the ISO for microgrids? What do you think about that, Peter? Start with you.
So I think the thing to remember is we don't pick technology winners, right? We need resources to participate in our market to help us balance the grid. And as long as they meet requirements, it can be anything. Now, my job is to try to figure out how microgrids can participate. The challenge, though, is that, and for that, we're encouraging it. So we have rules in our tariff since 2016 to recognize a news type of aggregator, or DER, of all types, not just demand response. But to move us to that next level of having resources participate that can be managed across, like batteries as a load, as a channel, or a microgrid, to be able to participate. So I think we definitely encourage that. We have rules in our tariff. The challenge is that most of these microgrids are happening at a distribution level. So then we run into the processes by which they have to interconnect and have to be certified. And that's where we have challenges. But I think to the question is, I totally agree that microgrids can be a valid participant, and our my job is to try to make that happen.
Galen, what's your take on that? Thinking about our Massachusetts this question of policy and utilities being responsible for controlling and distributing power under the ISO for microgrids specifically.
I think if I understand the question right, first of all, I would defer to an RTO team member and Peter. So if I understand the question correctly, I don't really know what's the role or place for the ISO to dictate that. I don't really know if that's the proper mechanism to support microgrids, but I think just understand the question.
So Joe, let me ask you the next question here at the top, the 9 votes. The question askers observes that all 4 of you guys are from CCA municipal aggregation states. And so Joe, what do you see as the role of CCAs in advancing and sponsoring microgrids?
Well, to some degree, these aggregations undermine microgrids. What you're doing is you're putting a bunch of people together and then you have market power in numbers. So therefore, as an aggregation, you drop by power cheaper. It doesn't do anything to change the resilience or the availability of power. So when you have a bunch of people who say, I'm going to go the route to save some money on creating an aggregation, as opposed to creating a microgrid, they might save some money. But when the lights go out, they're not going to have an alternative, whereas a microgrid saves money similarly, but because it can be operated islanded from the grid, it actually produces something of value other than just financial savings.
Thank you, Ansel. So we mentioned before that Blue Lake Red 3 was one of the award-winning from 2015. Well, Shots Energy Center was the one who was the crown winner. The second round was 9. They also won one, and it has a CCA, and they're working with PG&E. So in that microgrid, they're going to develop tariffs that are I guess, favorable for the CCA and the utility others. So as an example where we're actually funding a CCA microgrid that's working with the utility to partner together as opposed to be in conflict with each other. So that will be one of the demonstrations we'll be doing over the next few years.
Okay. Next question here, and then I'm going to go to the audience for a live question after this. Are market-based solutions going to lead to change fast enough to actually stop catastrophic climate change? It's $1 million question for us all and our children, I suppose. Who on the panel wants to grab that one first?
No. Market-based solutions are strictly economic, and market-based solutions are never going to take a long enough view or allocate resources that are for a large global public benefit. So if you're going to wait for the marketplace to decide this, we're going to have beachfront property in Philadelphia.
Now, counter to that panel is, the REC market is an artificially human constructed market to trade energy credits, right, in places and jurisdictions where that market operates. That's an example of a market driving societal interest, right? Could you envision some sort of market construct that would achieve that?
I think that we would have to be so aggressive with regard to the market signals. So you think about like building code, for example, or the built environment generally. How quickly are properties turning over? How quickly are they being renovated? This is why the EU is focused so much on turnover with regard to meeting their climate goals in the built environment. You need to have carrots and sticks, and you need to force that activity, whether it's the kind of soft stick, I suppose you could say, of a building energy labeling system, or what New York just did, which is you're going to see fines if you don't achieve certain energy performance improvements in existing buildings over time. So there are certainly some, and when you say market, I wrap in kind of innovative finance and customer acquisition models into that. So I think that can certainly play a role, but there's no doubt in my mind that you'll also need aggressive mandates that ramp up over time.
All right, let's go to the audience for a question. Who do we have?
Yeah, we have a question over here from everyone in Zoom.
All right, let's have it.
Actually, I didn't have a question. I was doing the microphone. Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Stephanie Klein with SNC Electric. Galen, we were talking a little bit earlier, and you touched on it a little bit. But what would you say is the biggest barrier in moving these subsidized